gods over my shoulder. I think I smell race gas. Let's take it to the track.
Inside Monster Jam. Presented by 1-800-COLLECT.
Well, have you just tuned into the best motorsports festivity you'll ever see on TV? My name is Jerry Bonato. That is the sound of monster truck racing. Right here on Inside Monster Jam, presented by 1-800-COLLECT. You want to see it? We got it. Pepsi Extreme Off-Road Challenge. Railmaster Rough Truck Off-Road Style for the kids because they love it. It's crazy. Hey, Cal, did you get the shot?
Yeah, no problem. You're messing mine up, though.
I guess I'm bouncing around on the scaffolding. Sorry. Let's go right to the big boys. The monsters.
Monster Trucks.
All right, that's it, Punk Freeze. Drop the rags right now. Getting the Predator polished up. You're just going to go out and get it dirty.
Yeah, but you know, you got to have it looking good for them fans out there. These people out here in Pikes Peak, Colorado, some of the finest fans we're out here to perform in front of, and I got to have it looking good.
I'm here with the highly feared, always competitive Carolina Crusher, Mr. Porter. Did you miss me?
Sure. Where you been?
You are so full of it. Monster Patrol, this isn't really a cup of tea. You never even drove this thing before.
I've never even sat in this truck until I got out here to unload it out of the trailer. Paul was supposed to come out and do the show. He had prior commitments at the last minute. I jumped into the seat, and we're going to see what we can do.
To me, prior commitments means he wanted to go fishing. Dan Runte came over and said, Jerry, please interview me. I drive Bigfoot. That's not really true, but it sounded good.
Right how it went.
Let's just talk about the course. You said it's going to be fast.
It's going to be really fast. I mean, this is actually the longest course that we've ever run a Bigfoot truck on, any truck for that matter. We got 3 obstacles we have to deal with, and we got about 150 to 160 foot in between the second and third one. That's big no man's land. I mean, it's just, that's where you're going to have to hook up, get the truck to run, get it back down after the second one, and get it to go.
And they got 8 of the nastiest bad boys, the biggest monster trucks right here, right now. First time ever at Pikes Peak. I'm going to be looking for you out there in the winner's circle. You know, please make me proud. Do it for Ford and do it for the boss.
Anything for you, Daddy.
It was truly a sight to behold as 8 mechanical wonders rolled onto the speedway in unison. The Colorado fans wanted some action, and the monsters showed their stuff on the longest track run all year. Sting and Predator both gained speed on the straightaway, flying over the final jump, getting huge air, with Sting just edging him out. Next up, Barefoot had some trouble over the first roof as Scott Stevens and King Krunch took off on the straight run. Then, end-note on the big jump. He was able to save the vehicle to advance. Carolina Crusher and Monster Patrol went at it on the long track. Both Chevys ran hard, with Todd Frolik taking control on the last jump to put Monster Patrol into the next round. Dan Runte blasted the Bigfoot Ford off the line, dropping Ron Nelson and Bustin loose literally out of the picture as he sails over the final jump. Hang in there, Dan. He regained control, moving Team Bigfoot into second round action.
Yeah, I'm hanging out at Manufacturers Row. Being the inquisitive type, I want to know what this is, but can you button it up in 2 sentences?
Real quickly, it's a full floating axle, replacement axle for four-wheel drive vehicles.
Thank you very much. Once again, I have found a fountain of information right here. Next up, we're going to see the Pepsi Extreme Off-Road Challenge. We're going to get racing up there in Vegas, more off-road madness, more monsters, and all sorts of cool stuff. So stick around, but we're hanging out at Manufacturers Row. Look!
1-800-COLLECT.
And Sunday Night Football. Coverage begins at 8:15.
Now that sounds like a great game. I don't want to miss it.
Inside Monster Jam.
So you get the butterflies hanging out over here getting ready for Rough Truck?
Yeah.
You know, the fans, they want to see air. They want to see drive shafts flying. They want to see carnage.
Yeah.
We're looking for big things out of you, James. I mean, seriously, your mom just called. We're in the ESPN compound. You know, she's watching on the satellite right now.
Right. I'll go out there and see what I can do.
James made his mama proud, barreling past Greg Eggering in the tire pit and finishing 6th with a 22.35 run in his 73 Jeep. Terry Kuehl in the 76 Scout found out the hard way you can't run the course when you're missing a tire. Well, he tried anyway. Jeff Boyd didn't need a hood. He sailed into the finals with a 20.34 run in his 79 Bronco. Then Dennis Donaldson passed his opponent over the second jump to pair his 76 Dodge up with Hoy in the final. They're even off the start, both going large off the big jump. Then Hoy misses his mark. That puts him out as Dennis Donaldson wins the Trailmaster Rough Trucks in Pikes Peak International Raceway.
Good time out there at the U.S. Truck Fest.
Excellent, excellent.
Coming back tomorrow.
We're going to win tomorrow, too.
Right on, Big D.
No question.
That's what I like to hear. Yeah, the winner! Woo!
Monster Trucks.
Things were heating up in the new Nashville Arena as the big guys came out to prove their stuff in front of a near-packed house. They call it the country music capital, but the Nashville fans were ready to rock and roll as the Monsters took to the track. Scott Hartsock and Gunslinger kicked things off with an impressive leap on the first jump, but it's Eric Meager and Wilderness sticking tight in the corners to take the win in round one. However, Gunslinger's quick run did earn him fast loser position to advance the mega-powered Ford. Alan Pezo and Predator took on Survivor in what would be a quick race as the Big Cat experiences mechanical problems on the first jump, giving Chuck Jordan and Survivor an easy ticket to round two. Scott Hartsock was called in to pinch drive for Dennis Anderson's team Gravedigger in the first round, making a solo run due to a cracked intake on the ground pounder. But round two wouldn't be so easy for the Digger, taking on the mighty Wilderness. He got a good jump on the start. Hartsock landed the unfamiliar Chevy well on the jumps, but Wilderness got a huge leap to sail into the showdown. After finishing off Gunslinger in round two, Survivor went at it against Wilderness for top honors. Jordan ran the Chevy close in the turns, then stayed cautious over the jumps to keep ahead of the hard-charging Wilderness. And that was enough, as smart driving put Chuck Jordan and Survivor into the winner's circle in Nashville.
You know why I think you like Bigfoot so much? Because he goes out, he gets the job done. He flies high, and he crushes the crush card. Don't you agree? He's just looking at me like I'm a freak, and he's not wrong. Let's check out some off-road action while I, work on my delivery with Mike. So, Mike, what do you think? I should keep this job for a while?
Hey, this is Spud Walters here, checking out Twin Cities off-road racing.
Hey, that's my job. Minneapolis off-road on IMJ. My job. Mine.
The U.S. Off-Road Championship Series.
Earhart and Hit battling it out here in Minneapolis. So what are your plans for tonight to keep your lead over Earhart?
Well, Mark's starting up front, and I done really bad in the heat race, got third, so I'm starting in the back. We're just going to salvage as many points as we can this race and stay as close to Mark as we can.
Earhart's definitely the man, giving Hit the most competition in the points race. But it's number 2, Tim Farr, taking the early lead in Pro Quad action. Farr maintained his position with lightning speed in the whoops as he lengthened his lead over Earhart, who was riding in second. Jeremy Schell took a tumble, dropping him out of the top 5. The riders were catching big air on the tabletops, but they weren't catching the number 2 quad as Tim Farr took it all in Minneapolis, Earhart second, Goodman third.
Lots of bumping around the hairpin turns. How'd you keep him off?
I just got a good start, and I just rode real smooth, and actually the guys behind me were battling pretty hard for their own positions, and I think that gave me a little bit of room.
It gave him room in the points as well as Farr moves into third under Hit and Earhart.
Tell me about your practice run. How did that go?
Well, so far it's been going good. I'm sort of borrowing a car here this weekend, and we've been trying hard to make it to my standards, and we think we're getting pretty close, and, that's what we're going to do to stay in front.
The super modified buggies left their way over the big jumps as number 4, Steve Sallenbach, sprang out to the early lead with reckless abandon in the whoops. Then gets overzealous on the tabletop, tumbling out of control and giving the fans quite a show. The tricky track continued to wreak havoc on the buggies. First, number 19 plants it. Then number 18 loses control in the turn. Nobody was injured in the carnage. And it's number 11, Larry Fodrell, able to tame the beastly track to take the win over Witherell and Steinhardt.
How did you manage to keep ahead?
Well, I had a flat tire in the first corner, and that really slowed me down. That might actually help me because I was being very cautious in the corners. Those guys got tangled up on the last lap, and I won the race.
Fodrell gains ground on Welchel, who leads the points with 677.
That's it for part 1 of off-road action. Check us out when we come back to Minneapolis for part 2 of off-road racing. Check it out. Clean truck.
On IMJ, there's no rules, there's no regulations. Just hang out with beautiful people, have fun. So you want to drive, huh?
Sure do.
As a matter of fact, anybody can enter in competition out here. I'll hook you up. It's time for the Jammer question of the week. Colby doesn't even know the answer, so you're going to have to stay tuned. Know what I'm saying?
The Jammer question of the week, presented by 1-800-COLLECT.
Hi, my name is Sarah. And my name's Christina. And our Jammer question is, how much of a monster truck is hydraulic?
As you ponder this week's Jammer question, check out the IMJ calendar. Get ready for the return of Monster Jam to the fabulous Silverdome this Saturday night in Pontiac, Michigan. More Monster Jam action comes your way October 31st and November 1st for Fright Night 7 at Louisville's Freedom Hall. PJ1 Arena Cross comes to the Veterans Memorial Auditorium in Des Moines, Iowa, November 6, 7, and 8. It's Ultra Cross at Dade County Coliseum in Madison, Wisconsin, November 6, 7, and 8. Monster Jam rocks the West Coast in Memorial Coliseum, Portland, Oregon, November 13th and 14th. And the All-American Pulling World Finals coming your way November 14th at the Astrodome in Houston.
100 Collect.
I'm Scott Hartsock, the owner of Gunslinger. I've got your jammer answer of the week. There's a very small portion of hydraulics on a monster truck, yet they're the most important. Hydraulic brakes and hydraulic steering. That's very important for this mega-powered Gunslinger to go down the racetrack.
You know, when there's stuff left to bust and drive over, Monster Patrol's going to get right out there and do some freestyle for the Pikes Peak fan. Guess what? It's time for Two Wheels. It's an arena cross moment on IMJ.
The evening action got underway with number 8, Carrollton Kawasaki's Grayson Goodman taking the early lead in the 125 race. But while he and former Arena Cross champ Todd DeHoop went wide in the whoop section, number 2, Cliff Palmer, slipped by on the inside to take the lead. Now, DeHoop went down in the whoop section, letting former Pro Circuit's Nick Way move into third, while another former Arena Cross champ, Jimmy Gannis, moved up to challenge Palmer. The lad from Oklahoma hit all his lines for the win, with Gannis and Way coming home second and third.
They're hanging out at Show and Shine, having fun, and the sun is out. Show and Shine, check it out. Hey, we're going to look at sand drags too. Pikes Peak right here, right now.
The fans in the Georgia Dome were fired up as the Sand Drags let it fly in Atlanta. Little Beaver blasted out with a 1.767 to advance over Foolish Pleasure 2. Red Devil tore up the Fat Cats with an impressive 1.809 run. Quicksand's maniacal solo run hit trees and posts and gave him a 1.797. Upstep Fred Wilhite and Money Pit and wham, a 1.759. He's in the finals over Stressed Out. In final round action, Little Beaver's all over Mudbuster with a 1.789 run. But it's Money Pit rocking the dome with a 1.750 victory in Sand Drags. Check out the replay as Quicksand goes hog wild once again, throwing the over 58,000 fans in Atlanta.
I know what I think is cool, but it could be like bikinis in Hawaii or something goofy like that. What's cool right here, right now for me and you is the Peterson Ford U.S. Truck Fest. All these people, and you going out there, going off.
Just having a great time, and without Petersons and people like that, we couldn't get around to doing stuff like this. So we need them, and they do a good job for us. They have a good facility here. Yeah.
The Pepsi Extreme Off-Road Challenge certainly lived up to its name, as driver Darian Akers found out in his 83 Toyota pickup. Flying high over the jumps, bouncing along the track with hello. Now that'll add some time to the run. Darian was able to shake off the blow, though, and he finishes the course with a 1-minute, 18-second run. Driver Tony Converse in his 76 Blazer had a good time demolishing hay bales as he made his way through the courts. The big Chevy fared well on the tough track. The tire pit didn't give him too much trouble as he finished with a 1-minute, 14-second run. Now, Psycho 2 came blasting out of the gate, determined to run full throttle. It's pretty much what he did, going huge off the jumps. Then he nearly set a distance record on the final jump and went head over wheels on the landing. The driver was fine, and the crowd ate it up. But it was George Warren in a 76 Dodge pickup who finished the grueling course in under a minute to take the win with an official time of 53.8 seconds.
Mr. Warren, how does it feel to be the winner of the Pepsi Extreme Off-Road Challenge?
Woo! All right, we're here.
Where was that?
Inaugural race, we did it, buddy. We come in here, both races. We took the tough trucks, we did the extreme. We're here. We're going to win it all.
How come two guys raced the same truck? That's cool.
We got 4 people involved. We got to take chances on it.
Right.
That's all we did.
Big fun, huh?
All day long.
We're coming back tomorrow. You can't fake that stuff.
Monster trucks.
So you took the win, huh?
Yeah, Alan ran me hard. You know, it was a close race, but when we got up in here, we were looking at each other and we didn't know who had it. But the official said I won, so working out.
You know, it's funny. You're claiming you never drove this thing before, but you just went out and whooped up on Gary Porter on the Carolina Crusher, which is no easy task in the world of monster truck racing.
There you go. Win's a win. We'll take it. Second pass will be a lot better. Definitely getting used to the truck. It works good.
Okay, you just took out Bustin loose, round 1. Tell me what it was like.
No, actually, it went really well. The track's really greasy. They went out and watered it down, and it's hard up here on the hill, so it made it pretty greasy. It was a handful, and we almost lost it down there at the end, but we'll see what happens round 2. We're not going to change anything right now. Horsepower's doing well. Big Ford's going to get another one, I hope.
Sting and Bigfoot squared off at the line, and the Fords were even off the first jump. Sting takes the lead off the second whoop. Then, going into the final jump, he misses his mark. Eric Tack saved the truck on the landing as Dan Runte and Bigfoot went long off the crush cars to move into the final showdown. That narrowed it down to King Krunch and Monster Patrol, and it looked like Todd Frolik had mastered the Chevy as he sprang out in front. He powered up on the straightaway, then launched the black and green Chevy over the long jump. But Monster Patrol would be DQ'd due to an early start, putting Scott Stevens and King Krunch in the final showdown against Bigfoot.
Inside Monster Jam. We'll be right back.
What do you see for the future of your involvement on the Peterson side with Pace and all of their events in the years to come?
In the years to come, good way to put it. There's just a lot more of what we're doing. We have strengths, Peterson has strengths, Pace has strengths. Combining those, we figure we can expand on what we both had been doing, and so we're going to take this place, the events, we're going to take it into places it hasn't been before.
These fans have the best seat in the house, and judging by the looks of this USHRA crew member, I'd say the mud's ready. Let's get dirty. Gary Gettler and On Fire kicked off the D+ class with an impressive 4.934 dash through the muddy bog. Jeff Henderson had a good run in his black 88 S10 pickup, blasting through the soupy mud. Then getting tipsy at the end. He saves it, but can't top On Fire's run. Check out Sean Walker and Razzmatazz all over the muddy course. He gets sideways and can't seem to stop as he finally barrels through the tire barriers. What a ride! But it's not good enough to top On Fire. Then came Jim Bamford and Heartbeat, showing the D+ class how it's done with a winning run at 1.13.
You won.
Yeah, we got a first place in one class today and a second place in the other class.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, the track got a little rough. Just about had the car upside down, but tomorrow we'll come back and we'll have 2 firsts tomorrow, hopefully.
A closer look.
Where you from? How long you been doing it? The history of the Gravedigger. What's under the hood? Blah, 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 blah.
Right. Okay, I've been doing it for 17 years. It's been in the public's eye since 1986. I drive a Chevy truck. It's a 1950 Chevy panel truck. It's right at 1,400 horsepower. We run, most of the time we run a 540 cubic inch blown fuel injected alcohol motor that develops a lot of power. We have a lot of restrictions on them, but we get all the power we can get out of them, and it's just enough power to either win the race or tear the truck up.
Ladies and gentlemen, I direct your attention in front of the 2 yellow crush cars. Watch that end of the arena as he comes in. 55 mile an hour, landing on the white crush cars in a 360 corkscrew dive. Ladies and gentlemen, Tommy McTagg, Orlando, Florida. U.S. Hot Rod Association fans, here comes trouble! Like if you possibly can, to make that jump and fall onto these cars through that ball of flame.
I can't explain the experience, but you guys all enjoyed it with me, and I love San Antonio!
Truck Fest is rad. Check it out. Monster Trucks right here. We got the Richard Petty driving experience.
Bow to the king, Jer.
That's it right there, Mr. Petty. All right, you guys, what do you think about Freestyle?
Yeah!
It rocks.
That's it? A little louder, Eric?
It rocks.
We're going to watch it right now. Thanks. This is Eric. He's the man, and he wins a prize right here, right now.
Hello.
Freestyle.
As my producer Darren said, there's a lot of real estate out there to mix it up with. Freestyle. What are we going to see today?
To be honest with you, I really don't know. I don't plan that ahead. I just go out there. You know, I'll try to run over what's left standing. I'll try to get down in the corner, probably somewhere on the asphalt, do a couple of donuts, a couple of wheel stands, but it's hard for me to stand right here and tell you what I'm going to go out there and do. I just sort of go out there and start, and whatever feels good, I try to do it.
Tell me about Freestyle. Now, apparently, you have to be in tune with the machine. You're going to get in this thing and try and go and bust some Freestyle, and you haven't really got much seat time.
Yeah, that's tough. The truck feels good. I mean, it runs good, it drives good. I'm getting used to the steering. Look for some crazy wild driving out there, maybe some tough truck track going.
Inside Monster Jam. We'll be right back.
How to get on the deuce, come down to the Kids Zone at Truck Fest and hang out with Jerry. How big can you guys go?
I'd say about 5 feet, man, after that.
You know what? This is my recipe for good TV. Get the kids in the shot. What do you guys think of Truck Fest? Pretty cool?
Yeah!
What do you think all them street skaters out there? They're going, huge!
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, pretty huge. All right, that's it. Right now, you want it, you got it. It's time for the final showdown! Ah!
Final showdown.
And you guys have been going at it all day. Comes down to the final. Somebody's got to go into the final showdown.
He's tough no matter where you run him. I mean, we've been having some good runs today, but so is he. I mean, it all comes down to who cuts a good light. Like I said earlier, it's a rough track. It was a little slicker earlier. It dried out. We'll just have to go out there and see who can get it.
You feel some Bigfoot pressure?
Oh, you know, he's just dialed in, you know, wherever he's at, you know. The truck's not hurt too many parts, so we're just glad to be there.
It's time to throw down in the showdown. That sound good?
That sounds wonderful.
Bigfoot and King Krunch both got a quick jump at the line. Then coming over the first jump, Bigfoot gained some ground on the flat run. He went long over the final jump in his signature style as Dan Runte and Team Bigfoot took the 1/900 Pro Race Final Showdown victory at the Peterson Ford U.S. Truck Fest Day 1 in Pikes Peak. Runte then cut loose for the fans in a Bigfoot freestyle that surely shook the Rockies.
And the eventual winner, ladies and gentlemen, of the Peterson Ford U.S. Truck Fest, Dan Runte in Bigfoot, with the fattest wheelie I've seen you do in a long time since Dallas.
They're neat. I mean, it's all something you got to work in timing. And the truck works good for you. Just like I say, you got to get the timing right down. It's fun.
You depressed? Are you going to bow down to the Bigfoot?
Oh, no, they're awesome. You know, I'm just happy our truck's still new and it's coming around. No parts fell off that round, so I'm real happy.
Well, they still love you in Texas.
Yeah, I'm glad they do.
That wheelie was sweet, though. And then you hit the jump at the end.
As long as you don't tear the body parts off, the boss don't get mad.
You know, is this great fun inside Monster Jam?
This is great fun.
U.S. Truck Fest.
You make it everything
Bigfoot.
it is.
No, you're the swellest driver I know. Let's just shake on camera with a cheesy smile.
The big guys are back next Monday as Truck Fest action continues with Day 2 from Pikes Peak International Raceway. Don't miss a minute as the drivers push their vehicles to the edge in the final day of racing. Of course there's more as IMJ brings you Part 2 of the U.S. Off-Road Championship Series from Minneapolis. More monsters from Cincinnati, Cycle Wars action from Louisville, and a whole lot more. It's all coming next Monday.
Monster Jam. Presented by 1-800-COLLECT.
You hear that roar? You hear that sound coming over the Colorado Rockies? Pikes Peak, the Peterson Ford U.S. Truck Fest, right here, right now. 8 of the finest monster trucks in the world. This is Inside Monster Jam. Jerry Bernardo. It's presented by 1-800-COLLECT. You have tuned in to the right place. Those guys are the finest drivers in the world. Defenders of the big tire base. Peterson Ford U.S. Truck Fest. Pikes Peak! Yeah!
Monster Trucks.
So you hooked up? How's the track?
Good. I mean, it's, as long as they keep the water off it. You know, we talked about that last night, and it'll be a good track. I mean, it's going to be fast today.
That was pretty neat, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's cool. Hey, Day 2 of the U.S. Truck Fest. What do you think?
It's great. I think the track's a little bit faster than what it was yesterday. I've made a fuel adjustment, and I think I have my engine running better than it was. And, you know, my first round pass seemed great. Got a lot of air over that last jump. But, you know, it landed. Everything felt good, and we're going to go for it from here.
Jim, did you notice everybody smiling here at Truck Fest?
Yeah, I notice everyone's smiling.
Yeah, they're all having fun.
Yeah, it's the beautiful weather, great facility, and heck of a show.
When you first got here and you saw how long the track was, you were looking and going, gearing, what are we going to do?
Yeah, you know, we did think about that. We think, well, long track, big gear, right? Wrong. We got so many obstacles. Now it's a long track, but it's a series of little tracks. Right. We actually geared the other way and really been more successful with it. But you get a facility like this, it's wide open. It's a great challenge. Love being here. It's going to become a great race.
Jim, do you feel confident that you can put the big Ford in the winner's circle?
Yes. I feel real confident we can do that.
Didn't that sound really like...
Yeah, it's like TV.
That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, Jim Kramer. Thank you. Back to you in the booth. In round one action, it's Gary Porter and Carolina Crusher all over Alan Pezo and Predator as the Crusher cruises into the next round. Let's keep it rolling. King Krunch and Sting went at it, with both trucks equal off the line. But all that changed on the straightaway as Eric Tack locked in and rocketed the Sting truck into the final jump. He catches plenty of air and makes a nice save on the landing, easily advancing into round two. Ron Nelson and Bustin loose had his hands full, taking on Dan Runte and Bigfoot, who gains ground over the first hill, then lets it fly over the last jump as Team Bigfoot goes huge into the next round. That left Barefoot and Monster Patrol to battle it out as Todd Frolik gets a sizable jump in his newfound Chevy. It was Monster Patrol going huge off the final jump as Barefoot gets off course, taking out the other lane's crush cars. The fans ate it up as Todd Frolik and Monster Patrol moved into round two.
Down here in the bog with Dirty Dan Allen of Pace. Let's talk about the bog. I see him mixing up the slop right now.
Okay, these cars here, they start on about a dry 30-foot pad of dirt. That way they get a good bite and jump into the bog. Then the bog is 155 feet long by 15 feet wide, and it's approximately right here. We're running about 12 to 14 inches of mud.
Dan Allen, no teleprompter, no cue cards, huh? Try that at home, kids.
Absolutely.
James Graham in his 97 Jeep blew past his competitor, Albert Acker. Graham won the A-Class with a time of 9.4 seconds, while Mud Nut let it all hang out in the unlimited E-Class, careening into a barrier, blowing his front tire, but maintaining control of his vehicle. George Galegas III found out that it takes some serious steering to keep on course as he finishes with an 11.63 in the D-Class. The man says go, and Jim Bamford does just that, jetting to another D-plus class victory with a 3.78 seconds dash across the chowder-like soil.
Yeah, and you thought they only did it big in Texas. Check out my main man right here from Pikes Peak. You think they just race up the hill over there? The monsters are in the house in Colorado.
That's right. Hopefully we do good this weekend.
How tall are you anyhow?
6'10".
Yeah. 6'10", huh? He's my new bodyguard on Inside Monster Jam. What do you think?
Bring it on.
Tell me everything about the Reptoid.
Reptoid's a full tube frame, mid-engine, full race truck. It's worth about $150,000. It's got a 540 cubic inch full-blown alcohol-injected motor with big-time horsepower. So we ought to be able to hook up and get on down that track.
Who thought of the whole reptilian concept?
I have a very good friend named Steve Hills, and I need to thank him very much for everything. He designed the truck, and he also painted the truck. Thank you very much, Steve. I appreciate it.
Steve, like we say on IMJ, you're the best, buddy!
The 250s took to the track in Des Moines, Iowa, with Tough Racing's number 8, Grayson Goodman, nailing the whole shot. 4 laps later, the pack was running tight together, and in the corners, carnage, as Goodman continued to pad the lead. He'd run alone until number 67, Nick Way, would force the issue late. He would be able to hang with the leader over the jump section, but couldn't get around him. Goodman, too strong. He picks up the win. Way a strong second, and Stevenson finishes third.
Monster Trucks.
The crown was quaking in Cincinnati as the high-flying monsters let loose for the 23,500 fans on hand. Mike dropping a Priority 1 sure has a strange way of preparing for a race, but to each his own. The action kicked off with Dave Pezo and Predator getting the jump at the line to defeat fast loser David Morris and the equalizer in round 1. Gene Patterson and the big guns of Hollywood Hogan had their way with Gary Bauer and Nightmare 2 as the Ford from St. Louis blasted into round 2. The Gravedigger came to play ball as Pablo Huffaker blasted the big block Chevy past a dizzied Priority 1 to advance. On to round 2, and it's Hollywood Hogan with serious throttle off the line to eliminate the fast loser Equalizer. Then came the Digger, barreling over the crush cars to defeat Dave Pezo and Predator, setting up a Hollywood Hogan Grave Digger showdown. Off the line, it's Hollywood Hogan digging in and getting the edge to win it all in Cincinnati.
Gene Patterson, congratulations. Great run. You beat the Digger right here in Cincinnati.
Well, I'll tell you what, it was hard running, too. I knew that Pablo wasn't going to let us down for nothing. We had to pull him off the line, and that's what we intended to do, and that's what it looked like we done anyway.
The Jammer Question of the Week, presented by 1-800-COLLECT.
Hi, my name is Phil, and my Jammer question is, what is a monster truck driver's uniform made of?
As you ponder this week's Jammer question, check out the IMJ calendar. Power Jam is coming your way this Saturday, October the 17th at the Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan. It's Fright Night 7, Monster Jam time at Louisville, Kentucky's Freedom Hall, October 30th through November 1st. Arena Crosses in Des Moines, Iowa, Veterans Memorial Auditorium, November 6th, 7, and 8. It's Ultra Cross in the Dane County Coliseum, Madison, Wisconsin, November 6th, 7, and 8. November 13th and 14th, Monster Jam comes to Memorial Coliseum in Portland, Oregon. And it's Power Jam, November 14th in the...
And it's the best out there on the market. And D supplies it for all of us. Thanks.
Monster Trucks.
How cool is it for you guys here at PPIR to host the U.S. Truck Fest?
This is a very neat event for us. It's, you know, we're a 1-mile super speedway that runs NASCAR and Indy cars, and to have an event like this, it's a new experience for us. And what I love about it is the families and the kids and the wonderful experience they're having here. There's something for everybody at this thing, and including us. We're kind of enjoying ourselves.
Day 2, Peterson Ford U.S. Truck Fest. I think the thing in the pits, the little buzz, is the track has changed a little bit. What do you think?
Oh, yeah, the track just really went away. But, you know, that's just racing, you know. Some days you have great tracks and your trucks are great, and some days the tracks and the trucks just don't get along. Today it's like one of those days, and we knew that, and we ran hard. I think 3/4 track, and it showed her in our run. We were right there with him. I had to lift a little.
Right. So you think acclimating to the track would be driving-wise? It's not necessarily set up or anything?
Yeah, we definitely need some suspension, but every run's different. You know, if you watch the best truck here, the Foot and the Sting, every run's different. Some runs they're clicking over the front, and the next run they're clicking over the back. You know, a whole bunch of little factors. You know, they're playing a big picture in the way the race is going today. I mean, you know, whoever who's prepared the most is still going to be the one there at the end. And we were off a little today on our setup, but, you know, it's just part of racing.
Dan, I know you're a man that needs to get some work done, but I need a little quick interview. Before you go out, let's chat. How's it going?
It's going pretty good. Actually took a pretty hard hit that last time, kind of rung my bell, a little shaky. We just had to see. They're doing a little work to the last ramp out there. Hopefully they'll get it straightened out. It was a little steep for this fast a track.
Okay, after you get that all buttoned up, what about freestyle? I mean, you're a big favorite with the kids out there, the big wheelies. What's up for that?
We're going to see if we can't get a good long wheelie today. We just give them a little taste yesterday, and we're going to see if we can't take one into turn 1 today and take her all the way around there.
Carolina Crusher squared off against Eric Tack and Sting in round 2 action. Crusher got the jump on Sting, who went a little off course at the start. It looked like Carolina Crusher had it wrapped, but he bogged on the straightaway as Eric Tack powered up the big Ford to advance Sting into the finals, and the fans cheered for more. Here comes Bigfoot and Monster Patrol. It was Todd Frolik who definitely had the big Chevy dialed in as he took an impressive win over a hard-charging Dan Runte and Bigfoot. What a leap! It's set in stone. Monster Patrol and Sting will go at it in the final showdown in Pikes Peak.
Hey, you guys having fun on the ride truck? Yeah! Hey, let's watch some off-road racing while we cruise around here at U.S. Truck Fest. Hey, you ever been on TV?
No.
Get in the shot! Let's... What?
This is cool.
This is wicked cool.
We're here with part 2 of off-road action here in Minneapolis. Hanging out at the track party. The track's ready. The fans are ready. Let's check it out.
The U.S. Off-Road Championship Series.
All right, Rocket Flores, tell me how you're going to do in this race today and how you're going to take the lead.
I'll tell you what, once that green flag drops, I'm just going to shoot straight for the inside line. It's going to be a challenging track. You're going to see a lot of excitement tonight.
Are you going to catch some air for us?
Big time air.
The Stadium Sport Trucks rev things up in the Metrodome as number 1, Johnny Greaves, once again took quick command. Number 05, Tom Hawker, was having a strong run in the top 3, battling it out with number 82, Chris Bennett in the whoops. Number 70, Randy Eller, and number 09, Leo Donald chased after the leader on the cluttered course, dodging flaming vehicles like this one driven by Don Roberts. No one was injured in the barbecue as number 1, Greaves, dominates the course in Minneapolis, followed by Eller and Hawker.
Johnny, tough race out there. I mean, everyone was crashing into each other. There was a fire, but you still were smooth as silk.
Well, sometimes part of being fast is being smooth, and the smoother you are, the easier it looks. But there's nothing easy about it. It's tough. You know, it was a weird deal out there, but I'm just glad we came out on top.
Larry Bayer tops the points with 680, well ahead of Soren and Fleury. The Metrodome was rocking as the stadium lights took to the track in Minneapolis. Number 21, Kevin Beatty, took the whole shot as Sutton and Kozar got tangled in the first corner. A frustrated Kozar blasted out as Beatty continued to broaden the gap. The number 21 buggy was quick in the corners, sticking tight on the tacky track, then going cautious on the jumps to maintain a significant lead over the rest of the pack. Number 6, Jeff Meyer, was riding well in second place as Kozar flipped out on the last lap. And this night belonged to number 21, Kevin Beatty, who finishes ahead of Meyer and Bunevac.
Man, you stole it from the very beginning. You were bumping. You were catching a lot of air. How did the track perform for you?
A lot better. In the first heat, I had my air pressure too high in the front. I lowered it back down where it was and reacted a lot better.
Joe Price maintains a significant lead in the points race over Whitman and Bennett.
You just did the practice run. How did that go for you?
I went really good. I feel real comfortable tonight, kind of loose feeling, and I'm ready to go out there and have fun, put on a good show, and hopefully there'll be some good racing.
The fans were definitely ready, and the Thunder bikes were off as Spud Walters pulls out in front of the pack. The number 4 bike was running flawlessly over the tabletops as the lead lengthened. Ridgway, Naughton, and Downey played catch-up with Walters, going long over the jump, but Spud seemed to have the track dialed in with an impressive lead over the other riders. Number 77, Rich Taylor, was holding tight in second place, and that did it as Spud Walters wins the Thunder Bikes in Minneapolis.
My white brother's Yamaha YZ400F is awesome that I think rips.
You even managed to pull off a knack-knack over there to the camera. The fans were loving it.
Yeah, this Minnesota crowd is great, and I just trying to get them pumped up. I could hear them out there cheering me on, and I just made a show for them.
No question, it's Walters with a healthy lead in the points over Schoening and Naughton.
That's it for the off-road action here in Minneapolis. We'll see you for the next episode when we hit Pontiac, baby. I'm dirty. I'm going to go wash my clothes. Bye!
I'm here in the sun, Manufacturers Midway. Tom, what is the longevity of this Rhino lining in the back of this fine pickup truck?
Got a lifetime guarantee.
What about the Rhino?
We're hoping it stays around forever.
Kind of docile, a little quiet.
Well, this one here is kind of fiberglassed up, you know.
Maybe if he takes a break with us. When we come back from break, we're going to have the Pepsi Extreme Off-Road Challenge, Trailmaster Rough Truck, and, of course, the monsters like this big guy right here in the back.
ESPN's NFL Thursday Night Special, the Packers against the Lions.
Inside Monster Jam.
The contestants hit the track for the Pepsi Extreme Off-Road Challenge. Better scarf down that dog, Junior. The trucks are getting ready to fly. Mike Pace out of Westminster, Colorado, powered his 69 Chevy pickup over the jumps, then comes down a little bit too hard. There goes the front end, and the first vehicle casualty on the extreme track. Terry Kuhl came blasting out of the gate in his 76 Scout. The vehicle was performing well on the treacherous track until a concrete barrier leapt into his path. Or at least that's what the driver said. Kuhl took out his aggressions on a hapless windshield, but the damage was done. Steve Flanders was back in action in his 75 Bronco. Familiarity with the course, along with a touch of insanity, enabled the Colorado native to keep it nearly full throttle to the last jump, finishing in just over a minute 7. Psycho 2 came out swinging, going big over the jumps, then keeping it on all fours as he plowed his way through the tire pit. His highfalutin antics pleased the crowd. But once again, it was Dennis Donaldson in the 76 Dodge muscling his way past the obstacles, sailing over the jumps, and diving headfirst into the tire pit to take his second straight Class 2 victory, a notch above the rest in the Pepsi Extreme Off-Road Challenge.
You know, people have their program wired when you interview the same people, win it again, 2 days in a row. Pepsi Extreme Off-Road Challenge. Big smile for the camera. Yeah. How much fun are you having?
Lots of it.
You don't want this to end, do you?
No.
You, your buddy, switching the victories, taking it back and forth.
I want it to go again.
As far as I'm concerned, I've crowned you guys the big air kings of the small truck.
Great. I agree.
All right, let's have some more monster truck racing right here, right now.
Let's do it. I'm ready. Right.
Monster Trucks.
The flashbulbs were popping in Grand Rapids as the monsters came out for the Thunder National Series. Hey, get off my back, will you? Veteran Charlie Pocket was on hand with Excalibur, and the crowd was ready to roll. Glenn Boland was behind the wheel of the Undertaker as he kicked off the single-run straight-line racing with an impressive jump on the crushed cars. Next was Andy Hoffman and Nightmare going straight up and straight down as he made his way over the jump. Fans loved Big Air, and there was plenty more where that came from. Dave's Rap Engine Rap Attack gave them what they wanted with this powerful leap, punishing the crushed cars with brute force on the landing. Then came Black Stallion, blasting his way clear over the cars. Nothing but asphalt. The fans were keyed up as Charlie Pocket and Excalibur pulled to the line, and check out that launch. It was good enough to put him in the finals against Nightmare, the fans showing their appreciation. In the final round, Andy Hoffman and Nightmare gave it everything he had, and that was quite a lot. Then came Excalibur, full throttle, as he nearly ran out of landing room. Charlie Pocket and Excalibur taking the win in the Grand Rapids Thunder National.
More IMJ Racing.
A ticket to the Rosemont Horizon got Chicago fans great monster truck action and lots more, including awesome quad wars with a tale of two cities as the Chicago fans got ready to cheer for the hometown boys against Team New York in a battle for bragging rights. Ryan Manning of New York jumped out to the quick lead and made it to the first turn in front. Manning was cruising comfortably until number 1, Rich Tompkins, charged into the lead. Following him forward was Tim Blue of Team Chicago to put the pressure on. Into the last corner, and it's number 1, Rich Tompkins, hanging on to grab the checkers and the glory as he buttons up the victory for Team New York. Or so he thought. Then a grudge match was called with Team Chicago coming back to pull away and get the win for the hometown fans. It was a family affair in the sold-out Rosemont Horizon as fathers and sons alike watched as number 80, Mark Queen, jumped the green flag and ran from the field. However, it was Joey Kopacki tracking him down and capturing the lead away from Queen, then hanging on for a fantastic finish to the delight of the Chicago fans.
You know, boys, I'm not a meteorologist, but check it out. We done got some rain coming here. Pikes Peak, it's going to be coming down over the Rockies. You know what? It's time for Freestyle right here, right now. ESPN 2. You want to see him show off in the monster trucks? That is what you're going to see. Hi. Kids never talk. Let me do all the talking. What are you going to roll for Freestyle? For the fans who've been patient throughout the course of this day.
Oh, it's hard to say. When Freestyle comes up, you just got to go with what happens. You know, I'll probably hit cars a couple times, do a couple burnouts in the tires up there, so that crowd seems like they're getting into it, so probably do that.
When you guys are up in the air, the fans are screaming. I don't know if you can hear it over the roar of the engine.
Well, sometimes these fans out here at Pikes Peak, Colorado, are some of the best fans we raced in front of, and they're a real enthusiastic bunch out here this weekend.
First of all, tell me you're not having any fun out here at US Truck Fest.
We're having a ball. We're having a ball. That's what we came to do, is give the fans a good show. I hope they're getting their money's worth. We're destroying trucks.
The Trailmaster Rough trucks were underway as Steve Flanders takes an early lead on James Robinson in the 70.